Hang on. Key wants to say something to you first. Hang on.
Hold on, Coach. Don't answer that. Will you tell these guys that I was not a pain in your rear? Will you let them know that?
Not at all. Keyshawn was, I'd heard all these things about him. Ultimate competitor, ultimate professional. We had a quick meeting early on. He asked, "Hey, what do you need me to do?" And he was wonderful with us.
See? Coach, he said he made you lose all your hair. That's what he said.
Well, you see what I look like now. You're right. Hey, but I have to give a shout out. I was on the line listening. Jay Williams, I didn't know you had all this football acumen.
Oh, I'm working on it, Coach.
Hey, very, very impressive. I like your thought process, and you guys are a great combination there.
Great. Coach, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you this weekend for that strange Notre Dame ACC game against Duke, where they'll be eligible to win the ACC championship this year. 2020 in a nutshell. You never know what you are going to get. All right, let's get back to the NFL. Just quickly, your thoughts. Yeah. Dallas, Rams, millions of people watch you guys every Sunday night, and they'll be all locked in for the Cowboys and the Rams on NBC. What do you think?
Well, a couple big question marks for me. I'm looking forward to seeing how both of these teams respond. Dallas, new coach. And, Jason Garrett got a lot of criticism over the years, but that was their system. That's what those players were used to. How are they going to respond to Mike McCarthy? Also, a new defense. I know Rod Marinelli, Key's familiar with him. They had a system in place very similar to Tampa for years. Now, under Mike Nolan, have to tweak that. Do they have the right players to do that? How long is it going to take them to get going? On the other side, I only have one question for the Rams. How are they going to run the football without Todd Gurley? That remains to be seen. So we'll see. It should be a very, very interesting game.
Coach, how surprised are you that we got to this point where we're actually playing football started last night? I'm
shocked, Key. We broadcast last night. I didn't think we would get there. With baseball, when they had the early breakouts, I said, this is going to be the same thing with football. 32 teams all over the country, no bubble. Something's going to happen. But I think our players and the staffs really did a good job of maintaining that discipline. Hopefully it lasts all year. It's a pleasant surprise to me because I didn't see it coming.
Coach, I watched you on the broadcast last night, and you got asked about, obviously, the Dolphins and the video that they released, and I thought your answer was so on point. Do you think you can repeat that answer for our audience?
Yes. Brian Flores, I think, was highly involved in that, the coach of the Dolphins, and I think some players came to him and said, hey, we want action, and we want answers, and we want solutions. And I go back to 1968, Jay. I was a young kid, and Tommy Smith and John Carlos had the moment in the Olympic Games after the 200-meter finals, and then Martin Luther King is killed. There's a lot going on, and I asked my dad, black people aren't standing up for the national anthem. What should I do? And he said, the national anthem is not that big a deal. Do what – I mean, he didn't say it that way. It's your response to the anthem. He was a veteran. And he said, hey, if you stand, stand. If you decide not to, don't. But make up your mind. Do it because you want to do it, not because everybody else. But the bigger thing is, what are you going to do to make the situation better? And I think that's where the Dolphins are. Hey, we shouldn't get into a lot of debates about whether we're going to stand, whether we're going to kneel, whether we're going to be in the locker room. What are we going to do? What answers do we have? And the Dolphins have in the past. We were down there with NBC Sunday Night Football 4 years ago, and their players were out with town hall meetings and ride-alongs with the police and introducing police to the kids in the community and trying to do things to make a difference. So I think that's what the Dolphin players are saying. Let's move forward with some action.
That is correct, Coach. In talking about action, there's a big conversation, obviously, that's went on during the offseason when Cam Newton decided to sign with the New England Patriots. A lot of people were wondering. Yeah, right? See, here you go, right? Everybody's wondering that relationship between Bill Belichick and Cam Newton, and how is it going to go?
Well, it's going to go depending on how Cam is, because as you know, Bill is not changing. Now, Bill loves players, and Rodney Harrison, my cohort on Sunday night, reiterates this. Bill loves players who love the game and work hard. And he can get around a lot of the other stuff as long as you show up and work hard. And I think Cam will do that. I think Cam really wants to win a championship. And the one thing about Coach Belichick, he is going to design things to augment your best stuff and hide your weaknesses. He's the best coach in football at that. So they're going to have an offense that maybe the NFL hasn't seen yet. It's going to highlight what Cam does well. And so that part on the field, I have no question. They're going to be able to function well, and we're going to see some unique things. What Cam has to do now is week in and week out, play and practice and do the things that the Patriots do. If he does that, I could see them being very successful.
Coach, I got to ask you about Tampa, an organization you know well, and a quarterback that is now down there at $1 place. Want to get your thoughts on Tom Brady as they get set to open against the New Orleans Saints.
Well, I live in Tampa, and right now the only question is who's playing against us in the Super Bowl. We're going to the
in
Super
Tampa,
Bowl. We're
right?
definitely going to be there. If you listen to the buzz in town, ever since Tom signed, it's, wow, this is our year. He has energized the city. He's gotten together at a high school in Tampa every day, thrown with the receivers. He's got O.J. Howard doing things that he's never done before. He's got a ton of weapons down there. I would feel better about the situation if they had a longer preseason and more time. Tom is such a precision guy. It's chemistry. And has he had enough time to build that with all these guys? Has he had enough live reps? He's going to do some great things for them. They're raving about him. I just think, as Keith said, this game Sunday is going to say a lot. A lot of defensive pressure from the Saints. Good cover people. We'll see how that timing is opening night.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.